This is 12-2, page 2, factoring trinomials. Starting with the antennas, signs are different. When they're different, I'm going to subtract. When they're the same, I add. And this is larger looking one. So I am doing the sum of 2s and the product of negative 48s squared. So I'm doing the factors of 48, but it has to be a negative, so one's a positive and one's a negative. 1 and not 1 and 12. Sorry, got ahead of myself. 1 and 48, 2 and 24, 3 and 16, 4 and 12, 6 and 8. If I'm subtracting them, it depends on which one I put as a negative, but I do the absolute value first. That's 47, that's 22, that's 13, that's 8, that's 2. This is the one I want, and I want one of them to be negative, but I need to add up with a positive 2, so I'm going to put this as a negative. And so this actually gives you your answer is s minus 6 times s plus 8. S times s is s squared. Negative 6 times 8 is negative 48. Negative 6, positive 8 gives me my middle rainbow of positive 2. If I was filling this in, it would be s squared here, negative 48 here. I would do s and s and minus 6 here and plus 8 here, and this would be negative 6s and negative 8s. I cursive mine because my sloppy handwriting makes them look like 5s. So this one doesn't have a box, and so this is your multiply, and this is your add. So your and, this is the signs are different, so you're subtracting. So you are, and the larger looking one is going to get the negative. Lots of information. So I'm going to multiply to get negative 18, add to get negative 7. My multiples of 18 are 1 and 18, 2 and 9, and 3 and 6. When I subtract them, I get 17, I get 7, and I get 3. I want this one, but I want the larger one to be the negative, so that is x plus 2 and x minus 9. And I so messed that up. Because if I do, that's some of it. But if I do this and I am checking it, it doesn't work that way. Because x times x is x squared and I need a 3x squared. So I'm going to have to do the Punnett square. So I'm going, or the box, and I'm going to put a negative 6 here. And I'm going to put a 3x squared here, and one is going to be a 3x and one is going to be an x, and need to put a 2, so if I put a 2 here, it would be 3 times 2, which would be 6. And I needed 9, so I need to put the 2 here and the negative 9x here. And I factor out a 2 and I factor out a negative 3. So I have 3x plus 2 and x minus 3. Here's my 2. Here's my 9, or negative 9, which gives me my negative 7. This is going to multiply to get 30x squared and add to get 17x. I'm going to rewrite this in proper algebra form. My factors of 30 are 1 and 30. Oh, these are the same, so I'm adding. Larger one is a positive. So that's 1 and 30, 2 and 15, 3 and 10, 5 and 6. Then it turns around. 31, 30. 31 was adding. Sorry, multiplied in my head. 17, 13, 11. This is what I want. This is pundit square, and I have 6x squared here. I have 5 here. I have a 2x, and I have a 15x. If I do (3x) and 2x. 3 does not go into 2, so he's in the wrong place. So the 15x goes here, and the 2x goes here. That's 5. That's 1. And that works out. So I have 3x plus 1 times 2x plus 5. Now, I'm going to do it a totally, completely different way right now. I learned how to do it tic-tac-toe. I'm going to do the same problem. Of course, I know how to do everything a different way. X plus 6x squared. This is called tic-tac-toe. You make a tic-tac-toe. Same method, you're doing it a little bit different. Actually, it's 6x squared plus 17x plus 5. This is A, this is C, this is A times C, and this is the sum of B. You notice me stuttering when I'm having to come up with the sides and where to put everything. This, to me, floats everything out. So A is 6, B is 5, that's 30. B is 17, plus 17, and that's 15 and 2. Now, this is where this 30 comes from here, and this 17 comes from here. Okay? So right here, I'm going to have to do multiples to add up. So everything has to multiply. 6 times 5 is 30. This times this has to be 15. This times this has to be 2. So if 15 and 5 cross, the common factor is 5, which forces this to be a 3, because 3 times 5 is 15. Then I do 3 times what is 6 is 2, and 2 times 1 is 2. And then 3 times 5 is 15, 2 times 1 is 2. The way I learned how to do it is this is one factor, so 3x plus 1. And this is the other factor, which is 2x plus 5. I do tic-tac-toe. It works for me. You can do either way.